69. It's Lucky Strike Lanes in Lynn, Massachusetts, where he does his bowling.
Joe Stella, Mike Poulin, Gary Santora, Joe Tavernese, and Scott Creighton are already in the Tournament of Champions. One of these two bowlers this afternoon would like to join them. We'll see if they can make it to next week's championship match. We're coming back with this afternoon's match, Craig Holbrook and Shawn Baker, when we return right after this on WNDS, Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. We'll be right back. Well, we began a couple of weeks with 5 hopefuls, and we're now down to 3 remaining. Our top 3 seeds, Rich Clark and John Zappi, have fallen by the wayside. Clark won the first match, beating Zappi. Then Craig Holbrook ousted Rich Clark last week, setting up this week's match between 3rd-seeded Craig Holbrook and number 2, Shawn Baker. And Craig Holbrook will be first to bowl here this afternoon at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Dick Lutz with Mike Moran. Happy to have you with us for Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. And Craig Holbrook had a 421 triple last week. He was red hot. Look where he begins.
Well, as I mentioned at the top of the show, holds the record here for 10 strings. Averaged 140 last week. He loves this bowling center. After I suggested he move to New Hampshire from East Bridgewater when we were off the air, he said, but I still bowl even better in Maine.
Right through, right on the nose. We have $625 in our triple strike jackpot, in case you were wondering. We start our bonus ball contest, offering new at $10. We had a winner last week.
On a 4 of all things.
A 4, right? We'll be giving away cruises to nowhere from the Travel Connection in Plaistow, New Hampshire, again today in the bonus ball contest. And he starts with a 6 box in the strike, 5 in the strike, and a 6 box.
Pretty much nullifying the effects of a strike to start things off.
And the winner of the match gets a $50 gift certificate to Haverhill Beef in Haverhill, Massachusetts.
We keep adding prizes.
That. Yep. Here's Shawn Baker. His first ball. Will he match the strike? He gave it a shot, didn't he? Shawn Baker, 24 years old. Starts with a spare.
Going to see a lot of this young man in the next several years. Only 24 years of age, just turned 24 a couple of weeks ago. He is getting married, like John Zappi. Carrie O'Neill is his intended.
Right in the pocket that time. A thin hit. He'll take 6 in the spare. And Shawn's last time on Stars and Strikes, he was the number 4 seed in the 1999 Tournament of Champions. He lost a 2nd seed and eventual winner Rich Clark, 442 to 331. Clark had a triple strike in that match on his way to a 190 game. So the 10 box for Shawn Baker gives him a 26. Right through. Instead of the spread eagle, it's even worse.
Spread eagle with a couple of sleepers back there, the 8 and the 9 pin. He had a spread eagle in the second frame as well.
Craig is 38 years old. He works as a fountain setup man for Coca-Cola. He's been married to Rose for 12 years. They have 2 children, Mara and Victoria. Craig does well to come out of it with a 7 box.
During our taping session, of course, we have lunch at the Kahala restaurant every time we come here to Leda Lanes. Craig told me there's one of his favorite words in the English language is buffet. However, he assured me that he didn't overeat today because he knew he had a lot more bowling to go.
He doesn't look it. He looks like he could
stand
a buffet. Nice try to pick up the shot. Speaking of the Kahala, terrific Chinese restaurant right next door to Leda Lanes in Nashua. Next time you're in the area, why not stop by, as we do. 8 box for Craig, and he's at 36 through 4. The Kahala has a luncheon buffet every day from 11:45 to 2 in the afternoon. It's just $5.95, and it's all you can eat. It's terrific. The dinner buffet Thursday from 5 to 8, and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. So if you're watching this show on a Sunday, why Why not head on over to the Kahala and spend the rest of the afternoon there? The Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge, 350 Amherst Street, Route 101A in Nashua. Exit 7W if you're coming from the south off the Everett Turnpike. Exit 8 if you're coming from the Manchester area. Nice shot by Shawn Baker.
He actually capped it instead of sliding it over.
Watch it one more time. It looked as though the best angle was to slide it over, but he capped it and got the ball to bounce off the wood into the.
Yeah, most of the time you're not going to make it that way, but he caught a break.
Bounced it down and gets the 4 horsemen.
That woke up a few people in the front row.
I'll remind you about the Kahala's phone number one more time. It's 889-5200 if you want to call for a takeout order. 889-5200. The Kahala Chinese Restaurant and Lounge on Amherst Street in Nashua, right next door to Leda Lanes. And that'll be a 9 box for Shawn. Craig Holbrook, the lefty. Right in the pocket. Another perfect strike. His second strike of the first string.
And how long did it take him last week, Dick, to get his first strike? Game and a half, 2 games?
Right.
He's got 2
until the 3rd game, yeah.
9-pin the last to go.
Last time he followed up a strike with a 5 fill and a 6 box. He wants to do better than that this time around. Well, he'll get 7 in this. Well, that's first ball. He's got another ball to go to fill the strike. Tough shot here.
Very difficult shot.
Got to get either the ball or the pin to take one of those 2 back pins. Threw it by it. Put 7 in the strike. And an 8 box. 61 for Craig Holbrook through 6 boxes with 2 marks. Waiting in the wings, Chris Bovair, the #1 seed. Shawn in the pocket that time.
Both these bowlers, fireballers, really a lot of velocity. What's described as having a very lively ball, getting lots of action, lots of sidewall action as well most of the time.
He will not pick up the spare. $10 box for Shawn. Right through the middle, the spread eagle.
I've just been handed a list of the results of the Senior Professional Candlepin Bowling Association tournament. Now, this was back in February. Remember that we're 3 to 4 weeks ahead of the taping, so by the time we tell you about it, it's pretty old. But in the women's division, Debbie Regan, you saw her on the mixed doubles here back in January, won it. Congratulations to her. And Charlie Jutras, who, by the way, missed by qualifying for this ladder, Dick, by 1 pin. 1 pin behind Rich Clark. So those are the 2 winners. I believe the tournament was held in Edgartown out on the Cape. Congratulations to Deb Regan and Charlie Jutras, both bowlers winning titles in the Senior Professional Candlepin Bowling Association.
2 great names in Candlepin bowling.
Absolutely.
Here's Craig Holbrook, his 3rd strike of the first string. And they've all been perfect shots.
4-pin comes slamming off the wall. I'm sorry, the 4-pin. But he's only had a 5 and a 7 fill in his last 2 strikes. Here's a chance to redeem that.
Bounces it down a little bit on the head pin. Tries to get that 7-pin, 10-pin to go over and avoid the split, but can't do it, so he's got a tough shot.
So does he go for a cut shot, or does he go for the 10-pin and try to get that wood snapped across?
I don't know. I think I go for this cut shot. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have gone after.
He'll go for the corner pin, I imagine.
And he'll take a 9 box.
Neither bowler lighting it up quite yet.
3 strikes and just an 88 through 8 boxes for Craig Holbrook. Shawn Baker on lane 34. Right through the nose with a vengeance.
Well, he caught the 3 on the left-hand side and one of the pins on the right, but still has the 2, the 3, and the 6.
Our bonus ball contest has been spiced up a little bit with the addition of the cruises to nowhere we've been giving away, courtesy of the Travel Connection of Plastow, New Hampshire. Call 603-382-5330. These cruises depart from Boston beginning May 31st. They run through September. They depart on Fridays at 7 and return on Sundays at 5 p.m. Shawn Baker lights it up with a strike. Watch it one more time. A lot of good action off the side wall. These cruises to nowhere are all inclusive, including entertainment, lodging, food. The casino opens up once you hit international waters. Mike's eyes light up at that thought. Shawn Baker looking for a strike. A check at Craig Holbrook looking for a strike. And the Travel Connection of Plastow will meet or beat any price. There are no service charges on these trips at all. So here is the phone number for you to call and find out more. Oh, he picked up the spare. Back door, but he'll take it. The phone number for the Travel Connection in Plastow, 603-382-5330, 603-382-5330, and make sure you enjoy your cruise to nowhere. Craig Holbrook on the headpin. He'll put 6 in the mark.
Are you a casino player, Mr. Lutsk?
I'm not. I've been to a casino a couple of times. Yeah, nice spare by Craig Holbrook. 2 marks in a row.
Get your roll of quarters and head off for the slot machine.
I've been to Atlantic City a couple of times and watched for the most part. Played a little blackjack, lost a little bit.
That's what's supposed to happen, by the way.
Craig Holbrook looking for a big fill, and he puts 9 in the spare, and he finishes strong with a 123 first string. Good strong finish for Craig Holbrook from East Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Now Shawn Baker is working on a strike.
Yeah, Craig had a 72 second half, so a definite improvement off his first 5 boxes.
Ooh, look at a thin hit. Wood is set up very favorable for Shawn right there.
Object pin is the 3.
And that's the key right there. He makes it.
Nice.
2 marks in a row for Shawn Baker. Watch it again. He played it perfectly. And the wood was just angled perfectly.
Everything went to the left, taking out the 7, the 8, and the 9 in the back row.
On the spare, missed the head pin.
Got away.
Through 2. So he's up against a mark by Craig Holbrook in this 10th frame. So we're going to have a pretty close match going to the second string. He's at 117 right now. A 7 box, a 118 first string for Shawn Baker, and a 5-pin lead for Craig Holbrook over Shawn Baker as we head to the middle string of our 3-string match. And we will continue in a moment as Candlepin Stars and Strikes continues on WNDS TV from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Shawn Baker is going to lead off the second string of our 3-string match, and he takes a 5-pin deficit with him to the line at lane 34 at Ray Simino's Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Ray Simino and Sean Howard and the staff at Leda Lanes as Shawn starts off with a strike. They do a terrific job each month of our tapings at Leda Lanes, and their hospitality is certainly appreciated. And you see the Shawn Baker strike one more time. Fans get here early in the morning. They're treated to coffee and donuts. They get in. They have a great time. And Shawn looking for 2 in a row. put it right in the pocket and has the 5-7 split staring right back at him.
And no wood to help him out. It's got to be a clean cut shot or a bank shot.
Well, he went to watch out. Thought it was going to come back the other way. $9 for Shawn.
I want to mention that Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan signs on again this season for Candlepin Stars and Strikes. We'd like to thank our sponsorship and they're being a part of it. It's Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan and now Honda, all of Salem, New Hampshire. The Rockingham family of dealers invite you to stop in and see their large selection of quality cars and state-of-the-art service. Rockingham Honda, along with the other cars now, available at Route 28 and Route 111, the intersection there in Salem, New Hampshire. The newest member of the Rockingham family of dealerships. And thanks to Emmett Horgan for signing on again for another year with Stars and Strikes.
Well, Craig starts with a spread eagle, throws one right through the hole, and finishes with a $5 in the first frame of the second string. You can see him shaking his head. Not pleased about that. What a revolting development that is, he says to himself. Now he follows it up by missing the head pin, but
Ooh. Gee, thanks.
Craig will be open for the first 2 frames of the third string. Second string. Getting ahead of myself. $10.
Well, suddenly Shawn Baker finds himself ahead in the match now.
8 pins the advantage for Shawn Baker. 2 frames into the second string. Shawn right on the head pin. Can't bust up the split. The pin starts rolling this way, and Paul Willett will have to run down there and remove it, I believe. Yeah. Waiting for it to see if it would roll off into the gutter, but it won't. So Paul will go down. He's
it may go back though.
Acting official scorer
in place of this week's top seed, or this ladder's top seed, Chris Bovair, who would normally be here in that position.
Nice shot. As he gave it a shot to try to slide that pin over. That'll be a $10. Picking the pins well. Got a note here from Mr. Clifford Newman of Sudbury, Massachusetts. Michael, who says, bowling and I go back a long way. I was born in Magnolia, Mass. And will be 90 years old this year. And watching your show is something I look forward to every week.
Where is Magnolia?
Down toward the Cape, I believe.
No, now I'm thinking it's North Shore.
I'm not sure of that.
Okay.
My introduction to bowling came in 1920 at the Magnolia Clubhouse near Gloucester, we're told. At the Magnolia Clubhouse, where they had 4 lanes. At 10 years old, he was setting pins on 2 lanes, while his brother set pins on the other 2. Believe me, those pins could go flying, and I'd get clunked once in a while. I'll bet that. Another $10 for Shawn Baker.
Hasn't hurt him. He's made it to 90 years old. God bless him. We're getting a lot of mail from people that used to set pins. Did we say something about pin setting a few months ago?
Back, yeah.
Here comes the mail.
He says that he appreciates the job that we are doing, Michael. We're taking up where Don Gillis left off. Those are big shoes to fill.
Big shoes, that's right.
And we thank you very much for watching and hope you watch for another 90 years. $10 for Craig Holbrook.
Looking for his first mark this game after a 123 sub average, at least for him here at Leda Lane's first string.
Right in the pocket there. That's the 6 pin that's still standing. Not anymore. First mark of the third string for Craig Holbrook. And we have a pretty close match as we go to the break, as we're near the halfway point of this semifinal match in our 6 ladder series. And we continue from Leda Lanes in just a moment on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on on WNDS TV. Shawn Baker moves up to lane 34 to ball box 5 of the second string. He has an 8-pin lead in the match, but Craig Holbrook has a spare to fill to pull a little bit closer. Shawn is off the head pin there.
He was ranked number 9 last year on the WCBC Tour, number 9 of all the bowlers, and he did come in second place at the Stacia Zernike Memorial Invitational Tournament behind Mark Gregory last season.
Terrific spare for Shawn Baker, picking up the 4 horsemen on the right side, putting it right between the 1 and the 3, and kicking out the 10. His first spare of the third string. I don't know, folks. Mike Moran's been after me to give him a rematch, as Shawn puts 9 in the spare. What do you think? Should I give him a rematch? We had our grudge match a couple weeks back, and I beat him fair and square.
Yep,
man
98-94.
Mano a mano, 98-94.
It's your option. You don't have to.
Okay, I don't.
You have everything to lose.
Okay, I won't.
But if the viewers demand it, we should oblige.
But the viewers understand that I've already done my part, lived up to my end of the bargain.
Are you going to be a one-time wonder is the question, or do you have the...
I've proved myself.
You what?
I have proven to be vastly superior.
Here's a man who's got no self-esteem problems, and that's a good thing.
7 in the spare for Craig. Will he get 2? No, he cuts it too thin. Watch out.
Oh,
watch out. May get it on the rebound.
That cost him $50 in bonus money. Tried to tickle the 5-pin, wouldn't go.
Spare for Craig Holbrook in the 6th frame. There it is one more time. Now you have Shawn Baker working on a double mark. On the head pin. Well, you got the wood all over the deck. You got wood certainly is a factor here. Got to hit the wood on the left and spray it and get some action on the wood on the right. Watch out, one is going to go. Will it kick the other one? It won't. The 7-pin went, the 4-pin stayed. No bonus money yet in this match. Close a couple of times. Boy, he threw a nice ball that time in the 1-3 pocket, and he has, again, a tough shot, the 4 and the 10, with some wood. Look at that shot by Shawn Baker. How about that for an improbable spare? Even Shawn comes back with a big grin on his face. Who'd have thunk that one? He capped the wood,
but he nicked it.
Just capped it, and then, wow. What a terrific shot. Here's Craig Holbrook working on a strike.
Deserved much better than that, didn't he? 4, 7, 8, and 10.
There you go. The wood in the left corner now is angled in such a way that makes this shot makeable. Tough shot, but can he do it? There it is. Great shot making.
Getting a clinic on spare shooting, trick shooting, actually.
Now a chance for some bonus money for Craig Holbrook. Well, puts 8 in the spare. That wood is sitting on the ridge there.
He'll pretty much have to cap that, I guess. What other choice does he have?
Ooh, almost got it on the rebound. The ball went across the lane a couple of times. $10. Holbrook has a 1-pin lead pending what Shawn Baker gets on this ball to fill a spare. So Baker now leads by 5.
Three, 4, 6, 7.
Not going to make it.
Tried the cut shot.
And that will be a $9 for Shawn.
He and Bill Treeful were the scratch doubles champions in the state of New Hampshire annual tournament last year, including a 213 and a 760 for 5 strings. He and Bill Treeful, winners here in New Hampshire state tournament doubles last year, scratch division.
Our bonus ball contest has $10 in it because we had a winner last week. And if the contestant drawn from the barrel of cards doesn't match our winning bowler, we have a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Winchendon, Massachusetts, or 10 free strings of bowling. There's a shot. Oh, Shawn almost pulled that one off. 10 free strings of bowling from Leda Lanes, and we'll pull out a 3rd card for the Cruise to Nowhere from the Travel Connection in Plastow, New Hampshire. $9 for Shawn. He finishes with a 128. Shaping up to be a real fingernail biter going to the 3rd string. Pocket shot by Craig Holbrook leaves the 6-pin.
That one got away from him. And it wasn't even close.
And that'll be a $10. Well, we're going to be within 5 pins one way or the other. If Craig marks, he could take the lead. If he doesn't mark, Baker will have the lead. There's a strike. Strong finish.
Easily could have been a double. That last strike, last ball that he threw that left the 6-pin could easily have been a strike.
So now he will take the lead with anything above a 3 in filling the strike. He's at 127. And 130, 2nd string for Craig Holbrook. A 7-pin lead in the match, 253 to 246. Holbrook leading Baker as we head to the final string of this semifinal match in ladder series number 6. Looking for another member to join the Tournament of Champions at the end of the year. Who will it be? We're coming back to Leda Lanes in Nashua after this on WNDS TV's Candlepin Stars and Strikes. 3rd string about to begin. Welcome back to Leda Lanes in Nashua, everybody. Dick Lutz with Mike Morin. Our WNDS TV 50 crew working today, making it all possible for you to watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes. At Leda Lanes, our director is Ken Knight. On audio is Larry Taylor. The tape machine as the pin falls down. I gave up on it.
I never saw it either.
Craig Holbrook turned around and said, "What happened?" He looked at the crowd and said, "What happened?" I never saw it.
I don't know if we caught it.
I don't know if we have it or not. We'll take a. We're going to try to watch it.
We're not sure what happened.
All right, here's the shot. Here it is. Here comes the replay. And I'm still not sure what's going to happen.
Oh, there you go.
There it goes. It fell backwards into the pin.
right, don't turn your back on it, Craig. Now that one's not going anywhere. Big nasty split.
Ooh, nice try. He almost made the shot. Well, where was I? Larry Taylor's on audio. Dave McCarthy's working the tape machine. Kevin LaFond on computer graphics. $10 for Craig Holbrook. Paul Hunter is handling video. Jeff Garcia, Bob Dole, and Jim McLean are manning the cameras here at Leda Lanes, making it possible for you to watch Candlepin Stars and Strikes each and every week on WNDS TV. Shawn Baker matches the strike in the first frame.
That one didn't take as long to go down as Craig's did.
We'll watch it again.
Nanoseconds and it was down. Boom. Gone.
There they go. Oh, right in the pocket. Looked like he deserved better than that.
What was the difference between that and the last ball that he threw?
That's just a little bit thinner, I guess. We have $625 in the triple strike jackpot, in case you were wondering.
Leda Lanes, the home of the 12th annual Easter Sunday Classic. It's a 20-string, practically marathon of a tournament where the top bowlers of New England come down hoping to grab the first prize of $5,000. 2 weeks from today, if you're watching this on Sunday the 9th, is Easter. Starts at noon, 20 strings, 102 bowlers. Time for you to qualify if you or actually register if you like, or just come on down Easter Sunday and enjoy the best bowlers in the world going for the biggest singles prize that I'm aware of in the game.
What day of the week is Easter Sunday this year?
I believe that would be Sunday.
Okay.
Thank you. Trick question.
Here's Craig Holbrook.
Still wondering where I'm going to get my Easter Sunday ham this year. Any ideas?
Well, I'm going right. Just happen to have it right here in my hand.
A ham?
No, but an idea.
Oh. Well, do share.
I will right after this ball. That is a 9-box for Craig Holbrook. Have you seen all the marinated meats at Haverhill Beef lately? They all look delicious, don't they, Michael? And did you know that Haverhill Beef just gave one lucky shopper a computer for just shopping at Haverhill Beef?
Get out of here.
Honest. Did you know that Haverhill Beef has been in business over 40 years? Here's Craig Holbrook with another pocket shot. Haverhill Beef is conveniently located on Merrimack Street in Haverhill. And did you know that Haverhill Beef now offers hot food? You can pick up your entire home-cooked meal at Haverhill Beef with no messy cleanup. Did you know that Haverhill Beef carries everything from liver to rack of lamb? They're conveniently located on Merrimack Street in Haverhill. Stop in and see Joe and the family at Haverhill Beef, Merrimack Street in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Our winning bowler this afternoon will get a $50 gift certificate to Haverhill Beef. Craig tried to play the angle on the wood. Couldn't get the shot to go. And he'll take a 9-box.
Chance for Shawn Baker to make up some lost ground here as he came into this match trailing by 7 pins. Has 2 open frames from Craig Holbrook to see if he can't pick up the pace just a bit.
Tough shot to do it here. 4 horsemen on the right side with the 8-pin in the back. Here's the 8-pin. 4 horsemen still standing.
Look
Not
at that.
anymore.
Ganged up on the 10-pin. Took it down.
Good 10-box for Shawn, and now he will bowl in the 4th frame of the 3rd string. The winner advances to take on Chris Bovair, the top seed in the championship match next week. Well, the wood angle's pretty good for him if it stays there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to stay there. That's in pretty good shape for him right there.
Just has to avoid that piece of wood hanging over the gutter because that would deflect the ball in a way that might not be helpful.
Not going to make the shot. So he will be open in the 4th frame. And we've got a tight match. Heading down the home stretch, a 9-box and a 1-pin lead in the game and a 6-pin lead in the match for Craig Holbrook, as Baker has taken back 1 pin that Holbrook took with him into the third string. So we're going to take a break and come back with the final 6 boxes of this exciting match on Candlepin Stars and Strikes on WNDS TV. We're back to Leda Lanes in just a moment. Ready to go, Craig Holbrook. All set to go. It's a tight match. 6 pins separate our bowlers with 6 boxes to go at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire. Holbrook, well, he might have been better off if those two didn't go down. The 7 and 10 with some wood. Well, what do you think, Michael? Too far away?
A little bit too far away, yeah. Might be able to catch a deflection.
No, pick the 10 pin off. Goes to the other side and gets the 7 for the 10 box.
This match has been within a mark pretty much the whole way. Bowlers are pretty evenly matched. As far as averages go, Shawn Baker 128, Craig Holbrook 127.
Well, another pocket shot and another split. 5-7.
And the wood is really of no particular help here. Go for a cut shot.
Ends up with an 8 box. Now Shawn Baker has an opportunity to take the lead with a mark here.
Shawn is an electrician's apprentice at Interstate Electric, job he's had for a few years, at least as long as we've known him.
Missed the head pin.
Getting a little impatient with himself here for that errant shot, taking down only 3.
Almost picked it up. It's funny when you look at his bio, Shawn Baker, 24 years old. How many years has he been bowling? 20.
Yeah. It's a way to do it. Start him young.
Picks up a 10 box.
Can you remember the first time you went bowling as a child?
I don't know that I specifically remember the first time. I can remember several early times when we went to lanes on Park Avenue in Worcester. Have I ever told you that I was from Worcester, by the way?
Never mentioned it.
I never mentioned it.
No.
Oh, look at that. He almost made the shot. We went to Metro Bowl was on Park Avenue, and it was...
There's what, 20 bowling centers about at the time,
20,
right?
25, something like that. Yeah, there's one now. And a 10 box for Shawn Baker. So we have a very tight match. 4 pins separate the 2 bowlers with 4 boxes to go. I can remember my father, may he rest in peace, did what a lot of bowlers at the time did in Candlepin bowling. Don't see it anymore, is he held 2 balls for balance. Yeah. And a lot of them did back then. I remember that, but I just don't see it anymore.
I have a friend, Ray Landry, who still bowls that way. He'll pick up one ball in the left hand and bowl with his right. Well, he got the 10 to wiggle, but that don't count.
No, I don't know how you don't get anything out of that shot. I just don't get it. 9 box for Craig. He's leaving the door wide open for Shawn. One of these times, Shawn's going to walk through it.
Well, he hasn't had a mark since his strike in the first frame. In fact, both bowlers started the string, each with a strike and not a mark since.
Craig is off the head pin there.
So somebody's going to back into a victory here, it appears.
Well, he was on the head pin there. Will he get it? Will it fall right? No.
It's a $250 prize to our runner-up today. $1,000 for the winner next week, $500 for the runner-up in the championship series.
10 box. 2 more open frames for Craig Holbrook. He's at 84 through 8. Shawn needs a mark to take the lead.
Golden opportunity for the fabulous Baker boy.
Will he break up the split? No, but we have some wood out there that's angled pretty good for him, but not terrific.
No, I don't know.
Too far away. In both cases, to the left and to the right, I think the pin on the left is out too far.
Yep.
The pin on the right is in too deep, I think.
And the 8 pin isn't going to be covered if the pin sweeps across.
That's what he's going for. Look at that shot. He
Without,
didn't need the wood at all.
That's it. That'll put him in the lead with a decent fill here.
Here we are trying to figure out the wood, and he didn't even use it. Great shot. Great shot to take the lead.
A good fill is mandatory here.
Well, he put that head pin. He's got 7. And another opportunity for a mark.
It's the 3, the 5, and the 10, with wood between the 3 and the 5.
Wow, look at that. Well, don't give up on it yet. Now you can give up on it. It's not going. $10. Shawn Baker has a 4-pin lead with 2 boxes to go. So Holbrook would need to mark to put some pressure on Shawn to mark in the last 2 frames. Right on the head pin. And not a lot to show for it. Well, let's see where the wood sets up.
You might be able to split now. No, you're going to have to wait and let it settle down.
Going after the far left wood.
Yeah, that would probably be the way to go. Unless you cap it, then the ball deflects to the 10.
That's what I'm doing. That's the shot I'm taking right there. Exactly what I would have done.
Probably
make the shot.
Probably goes about half the time.
$10 for Craig Holbrook.
Well, he'll need a mark to force Shawn Baker to at least fill well in the last 2 frames, as Shawn leads in completed frames.
He's going to need a mark and a 5 to force Shawn to mark in one of the last 2 boxes. Missed the head pin on that one. Got a pretty good break out of it, though.
Well, he doesn't want that pin to get in the way.
No, it's staying out of the way. Needs to make this. Missed it. And that's going to do it. I mean, mathematically, it's still possible for Shawn Baker to really throw gutter balls the last 2 frames, but he doesn't need to mark to win. 10 box, 16 pins to tie, 17 to win. $16 pins, ties, 17 pin wins for Shawn. Oh, there's the strike, and that'll do it.
Lights out for Craig Holbrook.
Perfect shot by Shawn Baker, ending any doubt. Back to live action, and Shawn going for 2 in a row. There it is. All right, now we're looking at a $625 shot for Shawn Baker to finish out.
$625.
Riding on this shot. We'll let you watch. The crowd will tell you. There. $625 for Shawn Baker. And another $500 on the line with this shot right here. This is a $500 shot. On top of 6 1/4. Can he make 4 in a row? Missed the head pin. A 150 third string for Shawn Baker as he beats Craig Holbrook. A final score of 396 to 357. The excitement continues. The crowd continues to buzz. And we'll come back to meet our bowlers in just a moment as we continue with Candlepin Stars and Strikes from Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire on WNDS TV. What a finish.
We are running short on time. We have Craig Holbrook with us, our runner-up this afternoon. Craig, a check for $250. Thanks very much. We'll see you again. Craig Holbrook, our runner-up here this afternoon. And now let us bring Shawn Baker up for the bonus ball contest. See if we can match him up with a winner at home and give away some cash, $10 in the bonus ball jackpot. A deuce after putting 3 strikes in a row together at the end of the match. Let's see what he did. We have the card is Noyce and Evelyn Leonard of Nashua, New Hampshire picked a 9. That's a bonus. That's not correct. That is a consolation prize from N&R Trophies in Nashua. We have 10 strings of bowling to Mr. John Lufkin of Rutland, Massachusetts. 10 strings of bowling at Leda Lanes. And our cruise to nowhere from the Travel Connection of Plaistow, New Hampshire goes to F. Markowicz of Nashua, New Hampshire. And we will be in touch with you on your cruise to nowhere that you've won. And now we have Mr. Money here, Shawn Baker.